How's it going, folks? Jack here with another video, and today I wanted to share with you a little bit of gaming news that I find to be positive and also hilarious to distract us a little bit of the weird downturn that the gaming industry seems to continuously have. Because let us be honest, it is very hard to tune on to the news and not see how things are just spiraling out of control. But that's where I come in, sharing with you some stuff that are absolutely goofy to help you have a better day, I guess. Now, first, we'll start with an article from Game Radar, who reported on Bandai Namco's earnings recently, and they came out just slamming. In this one stating that Bandai Namco says some obscure action RPG called Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree was a hit that made a ton of money. Now, if you're anything like me and have a tendency of trying to figure out what the root cause of certain things are, like when it comes to like hidden stuff in the gaming industry, the weird undertaking of certain businesses, how private equity firms have a tendency of ruining everything, and why in the world it is that Japanese companies often don't seem to suffer the same issues that we have in the West, well, the answer tends to be money. Well, it's more than often always money. A direct way of seeing how the financial status or the success of a certain product ends up affecting a company as a whole is by checking out the holdings of a company. And on August 8th, 2024, Bandai Namco released the projection for next year. And a fun thing about this is that they actually had to do a little bit of a revision where they ended up raising their expected earnings with 40 billion yen. And frankly, I just find it hilarious that they are having such a great year that they're coming forth and being like, guys, we're sorry. We are having such a goddamn good year, making so goddamn much money that we're going to almost double our operating costs for next year, and it's just gonna be great. Insert clip of Hiro Nakamura being like, on a bit more serious note here, coming back to the Game Radar article, it says that as revealed in Elden Ring publishers Bandai Namco's first quarter financial result, Shadow of the Erdtree boosted the company's digital operating profit in its entertainment sector by 553% year over year. This is where it gets fun. On the business side, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, the major downloadable content of the home console game Elden Ring, was a hit, contributing to the operating result in digital businesses. Now, of course, this was no surprise, as the game just quickly overtook even full game releases such as Final Fantasy Rebirth, the release DLC even of Phantom Liberty, and even became the highest rated DLC ever since Blood and Wine from The Witcher 3, prompting even the likes of CD Projekt Red to congratulate the company for doing so well. Now, that being said, the DLC wasn't to everybody's liking. That is of course expected, and after the first couple of weeks of the DLC's release, many had come out to voice their concerns about it, with difficulty being one of the main ones. So when on July 26, 2024, a user on the best site ever 4chan by the name of Nora Kisaragi came forth stating that in less than 2 months, a lawsuit against Elden Ring will occur where they would be suing FromSoft for hidden content. I would assume most of you would have been puzzled a little bit, thinking, wait a minute. If a lawsuit were ever to occur, it would most likely have been about the difficulties, right? The thing that most people have been complaining about. But no, it's weird. It's very weird. Now see, there is no way that any of my Pim Savant commentary or my humorous deliveries can make this any funnier than what the original poster actually wrote, so I am more or less just going to be reading you outright what was stated here. And it goes as follows. Only 2 months remain starting today. September 25th, 2024 is when Bandai Namco Games enters court for a hearing in my Elden Ring lawsuit that claims we have only played half of From Software's games. And a whole new game is hidden inside, and that it's too hard to access for even its most dedicated fans. So, this individual, I'm gonna guess man, is claiming here that we are in a situation similar to that of Moog, the dude who actually beat the allegations. Sex. Yes, that about 38% of us were unable to do. Well, we definitely did it if you actually played the DLC, but not just in the level of actually accessing the DLC alone, but that the whole ass game has only been covered by 50%. And this accounts for even the most dedicated of players who are trying to beat the game at 100%. Let's continue. Less than 2 months, you will be forced to realize game devs cater to crazy people because they have courage that you don't. To explore the unknown world, you will be forced to realize hackers have been lying to you, telling you content is cut when it's actually just undiscovered. Look up the docket numbers for updates on the case, for which if you actually do, you will find out that it is an actual lawsuit. Now, the level of the lawsuit is small. We're talking about, I guess, a sum of like a few $1,000s if said person actually has a case, but I'm sorry, game dev catered to crazy people? Mate, you are the only crazy person in here. The idea that cut content is something that is somewhat revolutionary or something that is left undiscovered should be game or world breaking is absolutely not. I mean, we're talking about a practice that is as old as gaming itself. Developers have been hiding character assets, items in the form of either Easter eggs or stuff that were just not meant to be seen in the final product since the dawn of gaming. Think of games like Final Fantasy, World of Warcraft, even the often mentioned Witcher 3, which with its mod or creator mode now allows us to use some of the assets that were never utilized in the final game. And Elden Ring itself has had that in the plenty. Think of content creators like Zuli the Witch, Bonfire VN, who have showcased character models that were cut or to a certain extent hidden in the game files to help affirm some of our theories and ideas surrounding the game. And asserting somehow that the data miners, whose literal job is to lay out all of the data bare, would somehow miss that or cover it up is very strange. But stranger still is what follows afterwards, because when pressed about it to, like, I guess give some clarification, where a user quite literally replied, "I didn't understand anything you said," he replied, "You've only played half of your favorite Japanese video game. There is an unexplored half. It's like a new campaign. Feels like a brand new game. What's the problem with understanding?" Well, mate, I think that the problem with understanding is that you're sounding absolutely nuts. Like, imagine this if we're sticking to the DLC. We were promised something the size of Limgrave, and we got something that was 3 times the size of that.
It's
and
very clear.
Bro decided to go through a lawsuit. That's what we don't understand. And so the thread continues with an anonymous user writing, "It would have been data mined ages ago if it was the case," to which he replied, "The insinuation is that the game developers have succeeded in hiding the campaign from data miners since the NES." Since the NES? So, Nora, I've seriously got to ask. Is the data in the room with us right now? Please bing twice if you can see it. And this is essentially where bro loses me, as he follows, meaning the parallel universe theory is 38 years old. They've kept it a secret for 38 years. Is this a tad bit confusing? Yes, but trust me, we've only just scraped the bottom of the level here. Because bro then decided to get scientific about it when asked for actual evidence, to which he replied, "Are you familiar with division by zero? The closer an equation gets to zero, the higher the increase of change becomes approaching infinity. In this case, we have a whole bunch of hints that there's another world out there. No evidence. But these constant hints game developers keep dropping out. For instance, in the case of Sekiro, a ninja Kenichiro in Sekiro's art book, teasing that he might be a ninja in another side of the story. In the case of Bloodborne, we see German in the fishing hamlet in a magazine scan. Things that haven't been found in the respective games. I guess that was a car horn to indicate that I am getting a little bit on the deep end there, but let's indulge in the madness for a little bit. The first answer is, it was caught in development. The real answer is, it's a whole new world. I can't be the only one who just heard Jasmine's voice reading this. And also, going back to what he stated in the very start, with the division with zero, bro is trying to make it sound as if asymptotes are the most complicated thing in the world, and it literally doesn't support your point. The division by zero, getting closer to an infinitesimal value, it's supposed to indicate that you are actually diverting away from an actual point, that you are never getting closer to it. Buddy. And look, what is extremely wild about this is that in the very start of me reading through these threads, my assumption, and I guess yours as well, was that this was revolving around Elden Ring. But no, this is way deeper. Buddy went through a rabbit hole that he has yet escaped from for, I guess, 38 years. Are we experiencing a Gideon Hofnir situation here, where he's just scrambling through books and trying to find some info and trying to become the all-knowing and realizing that he knows nothing? Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going with that option. Now, I generally do like to indulge in this kind of madness because it can be a bit of fun and there can be some validity to them, because Michael Zaki has done that in the past. He's a well-known troll that can at times, when he's trolling, actually give us some important information. But in this case, this is outright crazy. But another reason as to why I wanted to bring this to you is because of the current thing that's been going on with the Stop Destroying Games initiative that was prompted for many of us here, at least in the EU, to sign. And it's kind of interesting to try to understand what and what cannot be brought to a court, and if or not it's going to be taken seriously. Any of us who are reading this statement right now will understand how insane it sounds, but it is something that is actually being taken to court right now, and it's wild to me. Now, whether or not this actually pans out to anything in this guy's favor, we have yet to know, but I always find this to be kind of hilarious, and I just really wanted to share it with you guys. But let me know what your thoughts about this entire stories are. Nora here has yet to come with further statement on the matter, but yeah, we'll see in a couple of months. That being said though, I just wanted to share with you this fun story. Hopefully you liked it, and yeah, wish you all to have a wonderful day. See you guys in the next one. Bye.